Knockout. An extremely beautiful woman. When Samantha was in her teens she looked ordinary, but in her early 20s she turned into a real knockout. Straight arrow. An honest, trustworthy person. Jim is a straight arrow. If he says there's nothing wrong with the car, you can depend on that. Gut reaction. An immediate feeling based on instinct. My gut reaction was that the new Tesla would fail, but it's selling well. Knee-jerk reaction. An immediate strong reaction to something, a reaction without consideration or thought. When I talk about going out with guys, my dad has a knee-jerk negative reaction. I wish he'd think about it and realize I'm old enough. Big deal. An important development or event. The new freeway is really a big deal. It cuts 20 minutes off my travel time to work. This expression is often used sarcastically, to say that something that has been mentioned is unimportant. I walked 2 miles to work today. Big deal. I used to do that every day to go to school. Big deal. An important event or accomplishment. The new health insurance program is a big deal. Insurance will be cheaper for a lot of people. This is often used sarcastically. If you say big deal to someone, you mean that's really not so important. These expressions are North American. Big fish in a small pond. An important person in a minor organization. My brother is a company president, but his company has only 12 employees. He's a big fish in a small pond. Nailing jelly/jello/pudding to a wall/tree. An impossible task. Getting Mark to commit to marrying me is like nailing jello to a tree. This is not common. A life of its own. An independent existence. At first my weaving was just a side project, but it's taken on a life of its own. People have been buying my blankets. Generally not said of living things, but of ideas or new phenomena. Sacred cow. An individual or organization that one cannot criticize. Tax exemptions for churches have long been a sacred cow in this country, but some people are beginning to question them. Greasy spoon. An inexpensive restaurant that fries foods on a grill. The place is just a greasy spoon, but it has great breakfasts. Dive. An informal, simple bar with no attractions other than alcohol. Let's not go to McShane's. That place has turned into such a dive. It's time to try somewhere new. Dive bar. An informal, somewhat disreputable bar. That place is a real dive. Can't we go somewhere a little nicer for our drink? This is sometimes used in the UK. Esky. An insulated container for food and drink, for a day trip. Put some more ice in that esky so the beer will stay cold. Elsewhere the equivalent is cooler. Esky is a brand name that has passed into general use. To have a mind like a steel trap. An intelligent person who grasps concepts extremely quickly. Andrew seems as though he's not paying attention, but he's got a mind like a steel trap. At the end he can tell you everything that was discussed. Roadblock. An obstacle. The governor's tax plan has hit a roadblock in the state Senate, where retailers are lobbying against new liquor taxes. Witch hunt. An organized attempt to persecute an unpopular group of people and blame them for a problem. Falling in the polls after corruption investigations, the president denied the charges and chalked them up to a witch hunt being carried out by his opponents. Mixed signals. An unclear, contradictory message or impression. I'm definitely getting mixed signals from him. Sometimes he seems almost ready to ask me out, but at other times he ignores me. Bogan. An uncultured, uncouth person. Let's not go to that club. It's full of rude bogans. Armpit. An undesirable part of a locality or region. Many people think Detroit is the armpit of America, but I like it there. Bum rap. An unfair accusation, a false charge. Volkswagens are getting a bum rap these days because of the diesel emissions scandal. They're still very reliable cars. Cheap shot. An unfair attack, a statement that unfairly attacks someone's weakness. When you criticized Christina for missing work, that was a cheap shot. We all know she's been taking care of a sick child. This idiom comes from American football, where a cheap shot is a tackle made on a player who does not see the tackler coming. Bad rap. An unfair charge, an unfair bad reputation. I live in Detroit, and I can tell you it gets a bad rap. It's a very interesting city. Airhead. An unintelligent, unserious person. I have to spend all day talking to Laura at the office. She's such an airhead. All she wants to talk about is doing her nails. Pipe dream. An unrealistic hope, a fantasy. Right now, I think running a marathon this year is a pipe dream. I just don't have time to put in the training. Never Never Land. An unrealistic hypothetical utopia, an imaginary place that's too good to be true. Of course we'd all enjoy a Never Never Land of tax-free living, but it's not going to happen. The glass ceiling. An unspoken barrier to advancement in a company for certain groups, typically women. Based on my work record, I should be a vice president by now. But the glass ceiling is difficult to break. Conversation piece. An unusual item, often in one's home, that prompts discussion. I have a beer mug whose handle has a carving of two monkeys drinking beer. It's a real conversation piece. White elephant. An unwanted item that is difficult to sell or dispose of. We wanted to sell our old office building after we moved out, but it's turned into a white elephant. And change. And a little bit more. How much did you pay for the motorcycle? 2,000 and change. This expression is American. You can use it to refer to an extra amount of something other than money. And then some. And even more than what has just been mentioned. We'll need all the equipment you've brought, and then some. And the like. And other similar items, etc. We collect small antique home furnishings, lamps, ashtrays, platters, and the like. Give someone an earful. Angrily express an opinion to someone. Wow, my mom gave me an earful when I said I'd be home at 1 a.m. Guess I'll be going home early. Up in arms. Angry, protesting, usually said of a group. The workers are up in arms about the shortened lunch hour. I think we should lengthen it again. Throw your hat into the ring. Announce one's readiness to compete, enter a contest. Jane is leaving, and I think I'm going to throw my hat into the ring to replace her. Train wreck. Anything that develops in a disastrous way. After the train wreck of my class presentation, I really need to do well on the exam. Any road, sometimes any road up. Anyway. It's too bad we couldn't finish. Any road, we'll work on it again tomorrow. This is specific to Northern England. All the same. Anyway, nevertheless, nonetheless. I know you want to leave. All the same, I'd rather stay and talk to a few more people. Rather old-fashioned. Put one's face on. Apply cosmetics. Let me just put my face on, and I'll meet you at the restaurant in 15 minutes. On the road, to. Approaching, on the way to, nearly having achieved. Man United are on the road to another championship this year. Thumbs up. Approval. Voters gave a thumbs up to a new tax for school construction in Tuesday's election. Thumbs up. Approval. It really pleased me that the boss gave me a thumbs up on my presentation. Give the green light to approve something, allow something to proceed. The district manager gave the green light to our new marketing plan. You can also use green light as a verb. All it's cracked up to be. As good as claims or reputation would suggest. Everyone's talking about the Apple Watch, but I think it's not all it's cracked up to be. Generally used in the negative, as in the example. So far, so good. As of now, things are going well. I have to drive on icy roads for 2 more hours, but so far, so good. I haven't seen any crashes. A. Leg up. Assistance in surmounting an obstacle or reaching a goal. Your help has really given me a leg up in mastering the new programming language. This idiom is derived from horseback riding. To give someone a leg up is to help someone mount a horse. Around the clock. At all times. The restaurant is open around the clock. If you go in at 3 a.m., you'll meet police officers and ambulance drivers. On the button. At an exact time, exactly correct, said of a prediction or guess. He arrived at 9 a.m. on the button for his interview. For a song. At very low cost. In the 1990s you could buy a house in this neighborhood for a song, but now houses are more expensive here. Go for the jugular. Attack ferociously. There was no politeness in the candidates' debate. Both went for the jugular from the very first question. The jugular vein is a large blood vessel in the neck. When animals attack each other, they may attempt to attack this vein. Make one's mark. Attain influence or recognition. I've been working in this field for 10 years, but I don't really feel I've made my mark. Give something a whirl. Attempt something without being totally familiar with it. I need someone for a relational database project. I've never tried one, but I'll give it a whirl. Swing for the fences. Attempt to achieve the largest accomplishment possible. If I play it safe with my presentation, I'm sure I can pass the course. But I want to get an A, so I'm going to swing for the fences. Give it a try. Attempt to do something. I know you've never gone skiing before, but why don't you give it a try? You can start on a really small hill. Go for it. Attempt to do something. I'm not sure my math skills are good enough to major in accounting. But there are lots of jobs in the field, so I'm going to go for it. Catch someone's eye. Attract someone's attention. I was reading internet classified ads, and an ad for an old Ford Mustang caught my eye. Aussie. Australian, or adjective. Some people like the imports, but to me Aussie beer is the best. ABM. Automatic banking machine. On most ABMs in Canada, you can choose directions in English or French. Up for grabs. Available. I put some books in the lunchroom. They're up for grabs. If you want them, take them. Up for grabs. Available for anyone. Positions in our new Hanoi office are up for grabs for anyone who speaks Vietnamese. See me if you're interested. Keep someone at arm's length. Avoid close interaction or cooperation. I don't have anything against Matthew, but we went on a date last year and it didn't work out. So I keep him at arm's length. Blink. Back down from a confrontation. After a 42-day strike, management blinked and agreed to a substantial pay increase. Shit happens, stuff happens. Bad events are part of life, c'est la vie. My car was broken into at the mall. I know, shit happens, but I really think they need better security. Shit happens is obscene. A non-obscene variant is stuff happens. Barbie. Barbecue, barbecue grill. Throw another steak on the Barbie, We've got more people coming. Washroom. Bathroom. Excuse me. Could you tell me where the washrooms are? The US equivalent is restroom. Both are polite ways to say bathroom. Get off scot-free. Be accused of wrongdoing but pay no penalty at all. Sure, I was speeding, but the police officer who caught me didn't show up for the court date. So I got off scot-free. Sleep with one eye open. Be alert to danger. I've been sleeping with one eye open ever since I heard that Brian wants to get me fired and take over my job. Knock your socks off. Be amazing, astonish you. You should really go see the new Hamilton musical downtown. The dancing will knock your socks off. You can use this idiom with other pronouns, but this kind of sentence is the most common. Act high and mighty. Be arrogant, presume that one is better than others. I don't know why he's acting so high and mighty, he's the one who got us into this mess. Mind one's P's and Q's. Be attentive to details, be on one's best behavior. When you're working on this project, mind your P's and Q's. There are a lot of places where it's easy to make a mistake. This is said to have arisen in the world of typesetting, where the letters P and Q were easily confused. Have a lot on one's plate. Be busy, be in the middle of many ongoing tasks. I've got a lot on my plate right now, but why don't we meet next week? Heads up. Be careful. Heads up. The boss just walked into the office. You can also use this as a noun, a heads up, a warning. Heads up. Be careful. Heads up. The boss just walked into the office. Have something in the bag. Be certain to win. We thought we had the match in the bag, but we didn't realize our opponent's star striker would be healthy again and ready to play. Throw elbows. Be combative, be aggressive, physically or figuratively. We'll have to throw elbows a bit to get our question answered because we're seated at the back of the room. Have a lot riding on something. Be depending on the successful outcome or development of something. After problems with their emission systems damaged sales, Volkswagen has a lot riding on their new products. Not sit well with someone. Be difficult to accept, make someone uncomfortable. My son's decision to leave school doesn't sit well with me. Don't let it get around. Be discreet in what you say about this. Don't let it get around, but I've learned that Amanda is going to be promoted to vice president next month. Do the trick. Be effective, work. Is the oil drain plug bolt on your car stuck? Warm up the car, and then try to remove it. That'll usually do the trick. Be sick. Be excellent, superb. The new Nike running shoes are sick. They look great, and they fit well. Be a bundle of nerves. Be extremely nervous. I was a bundle of nerves before my exam, but I calmed down once we got the questions and started to work. Tear one's hair out. Be extremely worried or frustrated. I've been tearing my hair out, wondering how we're going to be able to make this month's rent payment, and all you do is sit there and watch television. Why don't you try to get a job? Have a tough row to hoe. Be faced with a task that is difficult because of unfavorable conditions. I'm not surprised that Kristen didn't meet this month's sales quota. She has a tough row to hoe with her staff, they're incompetent. Get the boot. Be fired, be removed from something. The CEO got the boot after disastrous sales for the new computer model. Walk the plank. Be forced to resign a position. Several of the president's aides will have to walk the plank so that he himself can survive. Have your shit together. Be generally organized, functioning well. I'm sure Julia will do well on the presentation. She always has her shit together. This is obscene, but very common. Get the runaround. Be given an unclear or evasive answer to a question. Every time I try to ask the boss when we might get raises, I get the runaround. Count your blessings. Be grateful for what you have, look at the positive side of a situation. You'll have to take the bus to school today. I have to go to work early. Count your blessings. When I was little, we had to walk 3 miles uphill both ways. Be on the mend. Be improving after an illness. I was in the hospital for a week after I contracted malaria, but now I'm back home, and I'm on the mend. Lay low. Be inconspicuous, avoid being seen in public. You certainly stirred up controversy by criticizing the boss at the annual meeting. If I were you, I'd lay low until the controversy blows over. Luck out. Be lucky in a specific instance. I lucked out. There was only one watermelon left at the market, and I got it. Fly your freak flag. Be proud of one's unconventional nature, display one's eccentricities. My parents live in a very conservative small town. When I visit them, I don't fly my freak flag. Probably coined by rock musician Jimi Hendrix. Pull one's punches. Be restrained in an attack. The candidates pulled no punches in their debate Tuesday night. Both came out swinging with sharp attacks from the beginning. Often used in the negative, as in the example. Have skin in the game. Be risking something in an undertaking. I don't have any skin in the game, so you can trust my opinion. I'm just trying to say what I think is best for you. This expression is American. Have a lot of nerve. Be rude or insensitive. You've got a lot of nerve complaining that our assignment is late after you went out and didn't help me at all. This is often used just as in the example, angrily, as got a lot of nerve. Hold one's peace. Be silent. I wanted to speak up during the meeting, but I held my peace. In traditional wedding ceremonies, the cleric will ask, is there anyone who knows of any reason this man and woman should not be married? Speak now, or forever hold your peace. Have a crush on somebody. Be strongly attracted to someone, want a romantic relationship. I really have a crush on Susan, but she doesn't notice me at all. Not know your ass, UK, arse, from your elbow. Be stupid, ignorant. I wouldn't assign that project to Ed, if I were you. He doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Knock 'em dead. Be successful in a performance or presentation. I know you're nervous about the sales presentation at work tomorrow, but you'll do great. Knock 'em dead. Take the cake. Be the most extreme instance. Julie has made some poor choices in men over the years, but this takes the cake. This is generally used as this takes the cake or that takes the cake, as in the example.